Hey now everyone, it's Steve Severs for Bionic Buzz. This is my first time here in Austin, Texas for Southwest by Southwest. The conference has everything: film, music, interactive, tech. I love it. All my passions here together. Now before we get started, please help us out by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Now let's go see who we can talk to.
Yeah. So beautifully done. And we are lucky enough to have with us today one of our directors, Tom Mason.
Woo. Hey Tom.
And one of the stars of the documentary, Alexis.
Yeah, Alexis.
So we're gonna ask some questions, get into the nitty-gritty of all of this. I want to start with you, Tom, especially as a filmmaker, as a person who loves to tell stories and tell important stories. What brought you to this project? What was it about these stories that inspired you?
Well, so I'm going to come clean on something here. That when AbbVie approached us about telling stories about people with eczema, Sarah and I, my co-director who couldn't be here today, we had not experienced eczema ourselves. Our family members hadn't, and we had discussions early on saying, is there going to be the dramatic tension, the stakes in these stories that we need to tell good stories? As we started talking to Alexis and Rob and Lanice and other people, the answer was a resounding yes. A disease that we had thought was a mild dry skin condition, itchy skin, was something that we realized profoundly impacts people's lives. And so at that point, we realized these were stories that were worth telling. And thank you, Alexis, for your bravery, and to Rob and Lanice. I would just say, it's when you watch a film, you tend to forget about all the things that are going on behind the scenes. And you know, Gina, when somebody makes a film about you, especially a documentary, we're coming in and we're saying, hi, we've never met before, but can you tell us all of your greatest fears and insecurities and your life story? And oh, by the way, we're going to bring in some cameras and these lights and a crew, and everybody's going to be looking at you. So it's
Be natural.
It's be natural. And then when you add eczema into that, which is something that comes with its own deep insecurities and struggles, especially with appearance, I can't say enough about how courageous and brave you all were in allowing us to tell your stories. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Well, perfect. My next question is for you, Alexis. Now that you've seen the finished product, how does it feel? How does it feel to be a part of this documentary?
It is a crazy experience to see myself on that screen. I mean, it's a story that I've told 100 times, but seeing it kind of like on a bigger screen is very surreal to me because it's something that I had been hiding for so long. And then to kind of just come out and be like, hey, by the way, like this is what I look like, this is what I struggle with. And I think it's really important for other people to see because, like you said, not a lot of people know a lot about it. A lot of times you think it's just mild dry skin, and clearly it is a lot more than that.
It is a lot more than that. It's a great deal more than that. It affects your sleep. It affects your emotional and mental well-being sometimes, depending on the severity of it. Your social life, because if you're not feeling good about yourself, then you don't want to be social. You don't want to look at or be a part of what everybody else is being a part of. So you didn't just become a part of a documentary. You took it a step further. You went into activism. You went into creating an entire Instagram page dedicated to your struggle with eczema, but also and this is what I love about this is what I love about you. It's not, oh, hey world, I'm struggling with this. It's, hey world, I've got this, and if you got this, it doesn't mean that you're ugly, because clearly this is a beautiful woman sitting next to me. But you took your power back.
I did.
So tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, so basically it was me taking my power back because I was very isolated for a very long time. I didn't show everyone what I was going through. I suffered in silence. I mean, my mom knew about it, my family knew about it, but that was pretty much it. And, you know, having a very visible skin condition starting when I was 12. So my entire teen years of having like this bright red rash on my face.
Because the teen years are so easy.
Right, yeah, they're easy anyways.
Yeah,
So
I have a 15-year-old.
let's throw an X in that, that's fine. It controlled me for a very long time. So to be able to put my pictures out there, show everyone what it looks like, uncover what I've been hiding for so long, it's very empowering because it controlled me for a long time, and now I control it.
Yes. Do you remember what the turning point was for you? Like, what was it that you just said, forget this. This is me. This is mine. Love it.
I've been asked that question before, and I don't know if I can pinpoint a specific moment, but honestly, I think one night I was just like, I'm so tired of this. Like, it is exhausting. Like, stressing about what I look like all of the time and being so stressed about what to wear and, oh, I don't want to show my arms today because I don't want people to look at me weird. It's just, I don't know, it's good to take that back.
Yeah, I love that. Tom, back to you. So we have Alexis here. Tell me a little bit about diving into the journeys of our other stars, I'll call them stars, Rob and Lanice. What was it specifically about them and their stories that resonated with you in some way, or that you took away from their stories?
I think it's just how good the stories actually were, right? So when we as documentary filmmakers think about making film, we're thinking about story structure, and we think about, you know, if you've heard of the hero's journey of somebody who is a sympathetic character who is confronted with a serious challenge in their lives, and they rise to meet that challenge and they emerge changed. And that is exactly what Rob, Lanice, and Alexis went through. You know, the other thing that we look for is a great supporting cast. And in all of these stories, you know, you guys all come from very different backgrounds, but you have these similarities. And so that's why it worked so well to merge your stories together in this way. But in terms of the supporting cast, you all had people who you relied on at that turning point to help you when you decided that you needed help. You had people you could turn to. And so whether it's with Lanice, a mother's love for her child, whether it's Rob, you know, his girlfriend's love for him, their love for each other, or with you, the support and the friendship that you found in a supportive online community, you know, that was one of the things that we found most meaningful.
Yeah, I know as a mother, Lanice's story resonated very, very deeply with me. I did everything within my power to make sure that my daughter had the help that she needed. It is, you so often feel unempowered. It's overwhelming that somebody that you love so much is suffering in the way that they are. And so the fact that she would do for her daughter that which she would not do for herself.
Exactly.
After so many years, that's an incredible statement as well. I know your mom played a huge part in making sure that you got the help that you needed. And also Rob's story, again, just to reiterate what you said, he thought that this was it, that this was going to be his life. And life had something else in store for him, that she could see something in him that he couldn't see for himself. So anybody that follows me on Instagram knows that I usually tag, you know, only love is real. And that is definitely apparent here. I do have more questions. I do. We see you, Alexis, in this movie actually reaching out and having conversations and having a positive reach out system with other people in the community. So how does it feel being able to expand on that eczema community? What does it mean to you to have that resource available to you and make it available to other people in this community?
Yeah, so like I feel like everyone's story, Starts out, you all think you're alone going through this by yourself, and you keep it to yourself. It's very isolating because you don't want to talk about it because you don't know other people with it, but that's because all of the other people with it are doing the same thing, so we're all just suffering in silence. So once I started posting on social media and kind of getting a whole community of people who know exactly what I'm going through, it is a feeling I can't really explain because it's just so heartwarming to know that all of my suffering wasn't just me. Like, I can talk to other people, and eczema can be kind of gross, but we're talking to me like, oh, don't you hate when you're wearing black leggings and you take them off and there's skin flakes everywhere? And they're like, oh yeah, I know that too. And I'm like, I was never able to relate to anyone about this before. So being able to have that community of people literally at my fingertips whenever I need it, it is a great sense of strength for me.
Yeah, we all want to be seen. We all want to feel heard and understood. And skin in your black leggings, it may be gross to some people, but it's your gross. It's your life.
It's my gross.
It's
Yeah.
the reality of this disease, and there's no reason why you should feel like that's a horrible thing.
Right.
And to find that community, to be educated on a condition like this is not just empowering for those who are suffering through it, but it's also incredibly important for those who are not. That it's not just a simple rash that'll go away in time, that it can be painful. Elise did a fantastic job, I think, of being able to verbalize the pain. She said to the bone. Is that ever something that somebody considers when they see somebody who has eczema? It varies, and so I'm so thankful to this film.
It's weird to explain an itch that's literally under the skin that you can't get. It's painful and itchy.
Yes. And it's important that those people find help and that there is help available. It's not just a community, you just don't have to talk about it, you just don't have to suffer in silence, that there is help available out there. And all you have to do is find it. Look for it. It's not going to cost you $1 million if it costs you anything at all. But it's important to continue to educate yourself on these, on whatever you need. Education is empowerment. Is there anything, I'm going to actually, both of you, ask this question to both of you. What do you want people to take away from this documentary? First you, Alexis, from a personal standpoint?
Like you said, it's a lot more than just a rash. There were years of my life that I pretty much lost because I was not sleeping at night, I was falling asleep during class, as you saw, and it affects so much more than just, I just get itchy sometimes. There were things I had to miss out on because I couldn't move, or my shirt was sticking to my back because my eczema was just so bad. There's a lot of things that I missed out on. I'm sure there's a lot of relationships I could have been creating with people that I just missed out on because I didn't want to leave my house. And it affects a lot of things that a lot of people may not realize.
I think it's about destigmatizing eczema and talking about it. It's not something that really ever gets discussed publicly. And so I think that's important for two reasons. One is for the people who don't experience it themselves, those people don't know what people with eczema are going through. They think it's a mild condition, and I think the result of that is maybe a lack of empathy when dealing with somebody who says that they have eczema and a failure to understand how severe that can be. I think on the other side, for people who are suffering with eczema, it's like you say in the film, it's really important for them to understand that they're not alone. So I hope that the film reaches both audiences and it has a mission on both sides.
I hope so too. And I just got the signal that I have to wrap this up. So I will say that tomorrow, starting tomorrow, you will all be able to officially view this beautiful documentary, Under My Skin, on YouTube. And that starting on April 1st, it will be available, I get that right? April 1st on Roku. Again, thank you so much to Alexis and to Tom Mason here, our director.
Thank you, Gina. Thanks,
Yeah.
Alexis.
Thank you both.
And thank you all for coming.